Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z Titwell with Skybox Conversations. Been a hoop pod. We talk about all things hoops, but especially about my favorite two teams, man. The Los Angeles Lakers in college, baby. The Arkansas Razorbacks, Woo Pig, Suey. We talk about all things hoops, man. NBA, college, like we cover it all, but definitely them two, right? Man, Luka's first game against the Mavs as a Los Angeles Laker. That's going to be crazy tonight, man. I can't wait to get back home and get all cleaned up, have my dinner in front of me, and turn my phone off and just watch the game. I really wish Anthony Davis was playing. That would just be the ultimate, you know, just make it even that much better. I know that tribute video tonight gonna hit different. Is damn near gonna make you want to drop a tear, man, because we do miss AD, man. Like you can't disrespect all the greatness that he brought to that organization and to this organization rather. Um, Man, it is going to be special. But there's a couple things I really want to address when it comes to Luca side of things because I don't think this is one of them games where Luca has to come out and guns blazing, right? And he doesn't have anything to prove. We know what they said about you, bro. You are great enough to where you don't have to force the game to make an impact on the game, right? And so there's a couple of key questions I want to answer. I'm not going to be super long-winded with these questions. I want to just answer those things, man, because this is again just my take on him not having to be overly aggressive or do too much. Still run the offense, still be solid, still do what you normally do. Now, if you just own and you just hot, that's different, right? Like all means torch their ass. And I want you to look at Nico Harris and them in the bleachers or whoever the fuck the owner and mug them as you bust their ass. I get it, but the thing I don't want him to do, or hope he doesn't do, is to go out there and like be so like try so hard to prove a point that he overdoes it and stop paying attention to the details and he stops doing the little things and stops being himself. And I think he looks more like himself than he ever has a couple nights ago in that Denver game. And so just be that person. Just be you, bro. Like shoot your normal shots. Get your normal attempts. You know what I'm saying? Play within the offense. And do you, and I think the opportunities will be there for you to bust their ass and make big statements in a really, really good game for us tonight. So, a couple key questions though. Does Luca need to dominate this game, or should he let it come to him? I just kind of said that. I kind of answered it before I even put it up there. Just let it come to you. I think he is talented enough to where he can dominate the game without forcing. He can dominate the game without overdoing it. He can dominate the game without coming down just chucking up the first thing that he gets. And I think him being locked in on both ends of the floor is going to be key because it's a chance for him to prove, oh, I can't play. I'm not the best defensive player, but I can hold my own. I can follow instruction. I can listen to my coach. I can I don't have to get into it with the refs and do all that extra shit. Now I'm gonna still be me, but like I don't gotta he doesn't have to come out there and let his emotions overtake the game again to where he stops being himself and he starts to get other people out of a rhythm. Right. And I don't think playing with somebody like JJ and Brun and Austin, they're gonna keep that in his ear. Like just be you. And Bron been preaching that since Luca got there. Just be you, and we'll figure out the rest. We going and Bron said we have to adjust our game to him, right? And I think Bron is the epitome of being able to do that, playing off ball like he did the other night. I don't think he has to force anything, man. Just be you, Luca. Be the great, you know, man, superstar that you are, and everything else is gonna fall into place. Luca doesn't have to be the hero. How does that help the Lakers long term? I think not only does he not have to be the hero tonight, but he doesn't have to play hero ball at all. Because even though he did have Kyrie with him as a running mate in Dallas, I still felt like there was a lot of times where he had to take a lot of contested, tough shots, and really fight to get going just to keep that team afloat at times. And I think the beautiful thing about him not having to play hero ball here, and in particular not having to play hero ball here tonight, is that you have the help. You have the weapons. You have those moments tonight where he can just chill and relax and know that I still got LeBron James, I still got Austin Reeves, and also I think that's going to help him from an injury standpoint long term. That he doesn't have to like carry so much of the weight and the load, especially on the offensive end. Then you asking me to come down and play some defense too. So I think that's going to help him again. You don't got to play hero ball tonight, bro. You got more than enough depth and help around you, to where it can come naturally. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to do that for the rest of the seasons because again, you have the depth and the help around you, especially offensively, to where you don't have to play hero ball. Just be you. Just be you, man. And I think the rest of it is gonna come. I think it's gonna help with him injury wise, confidence wise, comfortability, and being able to be fresh as he possibly can as we get ready to make this last stretch of these 20 something games and then trying to go into a deep postseason run. Like him being able to be fresh and feeling good as possible, it's going to be so key. And I think him not having to play hero balls is definitely going to help with that, especially with this crazy ass schedule that the Lakers got with all these back to backs and traveling here and there and playing all these top teams back to back. It's going to be hell. But him not having to play hero ball and put a lot of wear and tear on himself, even though the ball is going to be in his hand, which is really what it should be, right? And obviously, it showed great results by that happening. I think we're gonna be just fine. I think we're gonna be just fine, man. But he don't have to be the hero. He can just be himself. Next question. Have we already seen him adapt to his role, or is it still an adjustment period? I think overall for the team, it's an adjustment period. But I think that was a great sample size the other night where what JJ said it before the game. The ball is going to be in his hand a lot. Bruns were off the ball a lot. Austin was able to be off the ball a lot. Then they just kind of rotated based on who was in the game and staggering those minutes. I think that I feel like more so the adjustment is going to be to his teammates though. Knowing that I'm going to get more space now, knowing where I need to be on the court, being ready for the type of passes that he makes, being ready for the way he does the no look passes and the way that he can draw in the defense and be able to kick, like knowing where to be on the court, when to cut, when the back cut, when the, you know what I'm saying, what to do out of the screen, like just understanding those things. And I think that's the adjustment. But him having the ball in his hand is his role, because when the ball is in his hands, great things happen. He's not meant to be off ball, cutting, spot up shooter, catch and shoot. That's not who he is. And his role is to have the ball in his hand. And the more adjustment is going to be about how people adjust around him. And also him being able to show the full repertoire of his game. Him not having to be a scorer all the time. You go give me 15 assists, right? Go, like make the dudes around you better. And I think he naturally does that. And so I think we've already seen him adapt, because wherever he goes, they adapt to him, right? Wherever team he goes to. But the real adjustment is the people around him. And if we can continue to figure that out, especially in the defensive end, if you can continue to figure that out, we got a great chance. We got a great chance, man. What does this mean for Luka? This game mean for Luka emotionally? Should it? I think that he's going to have it in the back of his mind, the disrespect that they treated him with. I think that he's going to remember all of the rumblings of what they said about him, and I think he can't help but think about like how they handled the situation. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't even think it's so much that they traded Luka. I think the biggest thing that probably was on his mind is like, I was here for 7 years and wanted to retire here and had a great foundation here. And like I said, just bought my house here, et cetera, et cetera. And the way you handled it treated me like a redheaded stepchild. And I think if anything, when it comes to emotions, it's how you treated me, the way you dismissed me, the way you left it up for no discussion, the way you kind of low key talked about me in the media like I was a fucking bum, like I didn't just take you to the finals. Okay. So I think if anything, emotions gonna be flying high, more so because of that, but also because of all the love and support that I'm sure some Dallas fans are gonna have for him in the crowd tonight, even though they're in LA, right? I think just thinking about all of that, how much people love them, how much they're gonna miss him. The outpouring of love he's gonna get, the love he's gonna see AD getting, all of that is going to be a mixture of emotions for him. And I think that again, if he can control the emotions and doesn't force it and lets the game come to him despite feeling all those feelings, I think he'll be just fine. But should he feel away? Of course. Is he going to have emotions? Of course. But it's about channeling those emotions and being able to put them in the right place and not letting them overbear him and take over, and letting them know that he's still in control. If he can do that, everything else will be fine. And last but not least, what would a successful game look like for Luka in this matchup? You know what? I found like a really dope tweet that I think kind of summed it up of what a perfect game or what a good night will look like. Now, obviously, he can supersede these things, right? We're great with that. But it says, to be honest, this is like a Luka page. You know, there are all these different pages now. It says, to be honest, I'd be happy with a normal Luka game and a win tonight. I'm not going to expect anything huge. Luka might try to do more, but that doesn't mean it will work out. He still has to stick to the game plan. Give me 24-7-7 and a W, and I'll be happy. And I just feel like even if he doesn't obviously exactly do that, that kind of sums up how I feel as well. Like, you don't have to do too much. Now, I'm sure it's gonna be some big haymakers you're gonna go for, because that's just how Luka plays anyway. But when you start to feel like he's forcing it, being willing to pull it back, being able to have Bron or JJ come in and say, you good, you know, let the game settle, right? Like, a successful night to me is, first of all, us getting the dub, showing how superior we are to a very injury riddled Mavericks team right now. That would be great. And him having a great night where he is the headline, but he didn't have to do too much to be the headline. Like, if you're gonna be the headline of tonight, besides, this your first game against a team that traded you, let the headline come to you. Don't go out there trying to make the headlines, because when you do that, that's why I think it won't be a successful night. A successful night to me tonight is a W, him being efficient, him making his team better, and dominating the game, whether that's points, whether that's assists, whether that's tempo, whether that's rhythm, dictating the game and how it goes, or just overall being the great player we know he is. I'm not going to put a stat line on it because I'm not that person, but I think just dictating the game, controlling the rhythm and the tempo of the game, like him and LeBron can do, which makes them two of the best. LeBron is the greatest ever, and Luka can soon be one of the greatest, right? That is, to me, a successful night. Is him not forcing it, him letting it come to him controlling and channeling those emotions, and being the player we know he is, without having to try to prove to people who we know who he is, even though Dallas tried to talk about the man as if he's not him. Can he deal with all of those emotions and those things? And I think if he shows that he can at a high level, he'll be just fine. But overall, I'm not worried about Luka. I think it's going to be a great night. I think it's going to be dope to see AD back in crypto, um, and it's going to be successful as long as Luka sticks to the game plan and sticks to being himself, and makes his team better around him and get them involved. And when the big haymakers and opportunities do come, take them. And it's going to be even more beautiful if he makes them. That's success to me in tonight's game. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like. We're going to get it rocking, man. Let's go, baby. I'll be back after the game. We're going to do some post-game stuff and talk about the game and break down some of my tweets that I did during the game. I really like that format, so we'll keep that going. I'm going to end it right here. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in a couple hours with another video, man. Peace. Let's go.